all her boyfriends are the same to her. Feeling stuck in a conversation that sounds more like a broken record, Andreas leaves the restaurant without finishing his dinner. This is how the story goes back to the beginning. After watching the couple kiss and understanding he will never have passion again in his life, Andreas jumps ahead and waits for a few trains to pass. However, after 3 hits, he still doesn't get what he wants. The station's eventually close, and now that he gets to rest a few hours, Andreas gathers energy and strength to follow the light at the end of the tunnel and returns to the city. The cleaners find him and take him home without a word or even attempting to take care of his wounds. When Anne sees him, she does not react either, just tells him they have been invited to go karting with friends. Feeling resigned, Andreas accepts. A few days later, after drinking alone at the bar again, Andreas remembers the guy from the stall and tries to find him. He can hear lovely music coming out from his window again, so he climbs the side of the building to get into a back corridor and reach the basement, where he finally meets the guy, whose name is Hugo. Andreas has to convince Hugo to let him in because his new friend is scared to get in trouble for what he is inside his little room: a painting, a ceiling filled with light bulbs, and a hole on the wall where the music comes from. After promising he will keep the secret, Andreas is allowed to stay and listen to the music with Hugo. The next day, Andreas is distracted at work, which gets his boss's attention and makes him check on him. However, when Andreas begins talking about missing the real taste of chocolate and seeing children around, his boss is weirded out and leaves. Still determined not to give up, Andreas tells Anne he will be working late and begins spending his evenings in Hugo's room, making the hole bigger with various tools to hopefully escape. At first, Hugo is against it because it will get them caught, but when a lovely smell starts coming out of the hole too, Hugo decides to help. The hole eventually becomes a tunnel, and Andreas and Hugo like to sit in it and have coffee while listening to the music and hearing the adorable sound of kids laughing. One morning, Andreas goes to work only to find out he has been replaced with a new person. His boss tells him it is not firing him but inspiring him to find a new career, yet when Andreas leaves the building, he sees cleaners waiting for him outside. Not wanting to get caught,